Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Hamza Nasir, and I'm a recent medical graduate and currently working as a research fellow at University Hospital's Cleveland Medical Center, and will soon be starting my general surgery residency this July. So the topic for my presentation is Does Practice Make Perfect? Studying the relationship between surgeon experience and patient outcomes following paraesophageal hernia repairs. These are our disclosures. Moving on. Hiatal hernia is one of the most common causes of GERD in the US. We know that the incidence of hiatal hernia increases with age and obesity and is also predominant in women. Approximately 55 to 60% of individuals have it over the age of 50. Paraesophageal hernia repair is a complex procedure, especially due to the variation in size and site of the hernia, and also due to the important anatomical structures in the mediastinum, such as heart, lungs, pleural cavity, and aorta, to name a few. In theory, we know that if you practice something long enough, you're bound to get better at it. This has been established in multiple studies that increased surgeon experience leads to better patient outcomes. But data is scarce and inconclusive for paraesophageal hernia repairs. Due to this, we set out to analyze the trend and relationship between surgeon experience and patient outcomes following paraesophageal hernia repairs. This was a retrospective cohort study. Data was collected through retrospective chart review dating back till 2010. Surgeon experience was defined as the total number of surgeries performed per surgeon. 152 was the median cutoff, and surgeons performing at or above the median were categorized as high experience surgeons, and below the median were categorized as low experience surgeons. We had a total of 1,449 patients in our database, and patients who underwent a concomitant procedure, such as bariatric procedures, along with the paraesophageal hernia repair, were excluded. Therefore, a total of 1,155 patients were included in our data analysis, and we ran a multivariable logistic regression model on them. Some of the variables that we looked at included timing of surgery, patient comorbidities, BMI, age, prior hernia repair, intraoperative time, post-op complications, and long-term hernia recurrence and redo operations. Now, let's take a look at some results. So in this demographical comparison, we can see that low experience surgeons operated more on older patients. Low experience surgeons did more emergent, urgent, and semi-elective cases, where high experience surgeons did more elective cases. We can also see that low experience surgeons operated more on patients with increased comorbidities, which included active smoking, cardiovascular diseases, which also included hypertension, hyperlipidemia, coronary artery disease, to name a few, and arrhythmias, and also pulmonary diseases, which included COPD, sleep apnea, and asthma. Secondly, on this slide, you can see that high experience surgeons operated more on patients with a higher BMI of 33 versus the 29 for low experience surgeons. Now, this is very important. We can see that high experience surgeons operated more on patients undergoing revision surgeries. Actually, the percentage was double. And moving on, we can see that low experience surgeons operated more on patients with increased symptomatic burden, which is chest pain, nausea, and early satiety, but high experience surgeons operated more on patients with GERD. This is also very important that we can see that high experience surgeons completed surgeries in less time as compared to low experience surgeons. And when we can see in this table, we can see that the intraoperative factors, which include the use of fundoplication, use of mesh, and intraoperative complications, was similar between the two cohorts. We can see that high experience surgeons were more efficient. Now, let's take a look at post-op complications. There was increased abnormal findings on immediate post-op imaging for low experience surgeons, which included leak, perforation, and GE junction obstruction. And secondly, we can also see that there's an increased rate of pneumonia within 30 days for low experience surgeons. So this is also very important, and we can see that long-term hernia recurrence and redo operation rate was similar between the two cohorts, and this was not statistically significantly different. Now, let's take a look at the logistic regression model. So we can see that there are higher odds of abnormal findings, which includes leak, perforation, immediate recurrence, malposition fundoplication, and pleural effusion and atelectasis, to name a few, amongst the group of low experience surgeons on post-op imaging. Secondly, we can also see that there were similar odds of long-term recurrence and redo operations for both the groups, which was not statistically significantly different. Now, let's take a look at the linear regression model for intraoperative OR time. So we can see that low-experience surgeons take considerably longer to complete surgeries, which is as indicated by the positive coefficient. So before moving on to our conclusions, we have some limitations in our study, which is inconsistent follow-up. So some patients with recurrence might have been lost to follow-up and might have not been accounted for in our data. Secondly, this is a retrospective single institution study and lack of randomization. So finally, if you take a look at some of the conclusions of our study, we can see that firstly, for high experience surgeons, they performed more revision surgeries and on patients with higher BMI, which is usually more complex procedures, but took less intraoperative time to complete their surgeries. Hence, they exhibited greater intraoperative efficiency. Secondly, for low experience surgeons, we can see that they operated more on procedures in an emergent fashion and on patients with higher comorbidities. Their intraoperative time was also high. So they also had increased short-term complications, which could be explained due to the increased comorbidities of the patient and most of their cases being acute in nature. Thirdly, the intraoperative decision-making between the two groups was similar in terms of fundoplication and use of mesh. Fourthly, long-term recurrence and redo operation was also similar between the two groups. So the bottom line is, we can say that low-experience surgeons can manage less complex paraesophageal hernia repairs with similar results to high-experience surgeons who can perform more complex procedures in shorter OR times with greater efficiency. With that, I'd like to conclude my presentation. Thank you to SAGES, and a special thanks to my mentors, Dr. Marks and Dr. Lyons, and to the entire UH family. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions.